Frank Sinatra took secrets to his grave, but this one wasn't among them. The chairman of the board, perfectionist, control freak, hypersensitive to every sight, sound, and smell, kept a mental blacklist of Hollywood's most glamorous women who failed his impossibly high personal hygiene standards. He changed clothes 3 times a day and showered before and after sex, his longtime valet revealed. Sinatra's personal cologne collection alone was worth more than most people's homes. For him, the nose wasn't just a sense. It was a rule, a law, a weapon that dictated his every interaction. Sinatra's need for control didn't stop at music or image. It extended to love, and it ruined his relationships. Late at night, with scotch flowing, he held court with savage critiques of lovers that would make today's gossip bloggers blush. Nothing escaped his scrutiny, especially the ultimate sin in Frank's book, offensive body odor. On stage, he'd kiss a leading lady's hand and whisper, "Darling." Off stage, he'd scrub his hands raw, ranting about her repulsive scent. Tonight, we reveal the 5 Oscar-winning actresses at the top of Sinatra's secret olfactory nightmare list. Women whose public glamour masked what he claimed to smell behind closed doors. These weren't rumors. They came from those who heard Frank's late-night confessions. They reveal a genius ruled by control, yet powerless over his heart. When a woman got under his skin, he magnified a flaw obsessively. The stronger his feelings, the harsher the critique. No one provoked Sinatra more and endured his sensory wrath longer than these 5 women. 5. Shelley Winters. She was wild, loud, unpredictable, and to Sinatra, an olfactory disaster. He once said kissing her was like licking an ashtray wrapped in a wet dog. Shelley Winters stormed into Sinatra's life in 1950 as everything he was not: uncensored, uninhibited, chaotic. Where Sinatra pressed his pants while wearing them, Winters rolled out of bed and into whatever clothes she found on the floor. Her apartment looked like a tornado had hit a thrift shop. She'd wear the same dress for days, eat garlic without a care. A makeup artist who worked with both stars recalled, "Frank was terrified of her chaotic energy." Their brief affair burned hot and crashed spectacularly. Publicly, Sinatra blamed incompatible schedules. Privately, he unleashed legendary critiques of Winters' personal habits. She was brilliant on screen, but off-screen? Her apartment smelled like old soup and hairspray, a longtime Entourage member revealed. Sinatra would return home and shower for 45 minutes, muttering about contamination. "I knew it drove him crazy when I ate with my fingers," she told a friend years later. "So I ordered the messiest food possible. The man was too perfect." Their fling was doomed from the start. 4. Zsa Zsa Gabor. If Shelley Winters was natural chaos, Zsa Zsa Gabor was synthetic precision. She bathed in Chanel, powdered obsessively, and reapplied every 20 minutes. Sinatra complained, "I didn't know if I was dating a woman or walking through a duty-free store." Their 6-week fling lasted about 5 weeks longer than his sinuses could endure. Frank would return from dates bloodshot-eyed, handkerchief pressed to his nose. Once, a cloud of perfume was so intense, he burned a $600 tuxedo rather than clean it. The final straw came when Gabor spritzed perfume on his pillow. He spent the night elsewhere and ended the relationship the next morning. "I could taste her perfume in my food 3 days later," recalled the chef. Everyone eventually realized it was all in his head, but you never questioned Sinatra's senses. 3. Judy Garland. Sinatra adored Judy Garland's talent, but not her energy, and certainly not her odor. He called her a nervous breakdown in heels, carrying stress in her sweat. Their bond went beyond romance. They shared the same demons, insecurities, and self-destructive streaks, creating unforgettable performances. Behind the scenes, Sinatra couldn't handle the physical signs of her chaos. "Benzodrine, bourbon, and stage panic do not mix well," he told his entourage in 1954. Their duets dazzled on stage, but the dressing room was a storm. Those closest to him say his complaints about her smell reflected his own fears. Garland mirrored the addictions and anxieties he was running from. Control was everything to Frank, and her scent became a way to manage his vulnerability. He even broke it down clinically: 40% pharmaceuticals, 30% fear, 20% booze. 10% burning talent. Tragically, he genuinely loved her, perhaps more authentically than anyone besides his final wife, but he couldn't separate the woman from the sensory experience. 2. Marilyn Monroe. Yes, Marilyn. Frank adored Marilyn Monroe but was brutally honest. He said she smelled like beauty and breakdown. Long days, panic sweats, and melting makeup created a scent he couldn't ignore. Monroe, America's ultimate sex symbol, shocked Sinatra's inner circle. Her perfection clashed with reality. He expected her to smell like vanilla, innocence, and sex all at once, but she smelled human, mortal. Their brief 1961 affair coincided with her increasing use of prescription meds and alcohol, which he claimed altered her scent further. Frank described her almost clinically: makeup melting, perspiration building, medications exuding through her pores. She smelled like a beautiful department store an hour before closing, recalled a confidant. His frustration wasn't with Monroe herself. It was the impossible gap between fantasy and reality. 1. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner, the love of Sinatra's life, smelled like war, he said. Their passion was explosive, the fights legendary. Cigarettes, gin, fury. She assaulted his senses as much as she... He never got over her, and his obsession with her scent reflected helplessness. Unable to control his feelings, he fixated on her environment. He described her scent as the perfume of self-destruction, repulsive and irresistible. Kissing Ava was like licking an ashtray while being punched in the heart, a musician recalled. Unlike other women, sensory complaints and desire were inseparable. Ava dominated his heart, and she remained atop his so-called olfactory blacklist, not for hygiene, but for the emotional power she held over him. Sinatra controlled everything: his voice, image, rooms, but not love or human imperfection. His fixation on women's scents was emotional self-defense. She smells bad was easier than admitting vulnerability. Women who stirred him most ended up on his list. His acute senses became shields, creating an illusion of control. The scandal wasn't the women. It was the system that let a powerful man define them unchallenged. While they endured exhausting schedules under impossible standards, Sinatra faced no scrutiny for his own habits. History remembers these women for talent, not scent. Winters, Garland, Monroe, Gardner, and Gabor outlasted him, leaving enduring legacies. Sinatra's judgments reveal him, a genius emotionally adolescent, unable to embrace real women, mapping his limits through those who penetrated his defenses. In obsessing over their scents, Sinatra revealed the one thing he could never control: his own heart. If you loved learning about the iconic stars of old Hollywood, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories, trivia, and all things vintage glam. Join the conversation in the comments below. Who's your favorite old Hollywood celebrity and why? Make sure to ring the bell so you never miss a new video on the golden era of cinema.